5 seconds. Speaking on the occasion of centenary celebrations of an institution, the Union Minister for Human Resources said, "Dear students, ladies and gentlemen, each and every one of you should first of all think of yourself as citizen of the country. This confers on you certain rights which are guaranteed by the Constitution, but it also subjects you to certain responsibilities which also have to be clearly understood. Ours is a democracy which enjoins freedom to the individual, but this freedom has to be subjected to a number of voluntary restraints have to be exercised and demonstrated in everyday life. A good citizen is one who obeys the law whether there is a policeman around or not, and who takes delight in performing his civic duties. In the olden days, the sense of self restraint and discipline was inculcated by the combined effort of the family and the teacher. The economic stresses of the present day life, unfortunately, do not allow enough time to the parents to look after their children. In the educational institutions, the numbers have grown so large as to take away the benefits which used to accrue formerly by personal contact between the teacher and the taught. Inevitably, our young students are often left much to their own resources. This often creates problems which we all know about. This is an important aspect which needs thorough examination. The responsibility of our young citizens is great. In my view, every station in life is important in itself. Work has its own dignity, and there is great satisfaction in doing one's own job to the best of one's ability. Whatever the duties, we should apply ourselves with sincerity and devotion. Such an approach, apart from being good in itself, also has the added advantage of opening avenues for further advancement. We have to see whether we have done our own job well before criticizing anybody else. All too often, we succumb to the temptation of decreeing others without bothering to look at ourselves. Never forget that loyalty to the country comes ahead of all other loyalties. And this is an absolute loyalty since one cannot weigh it in terms of what one receives. It is essential to remember that the entire country is one, and that anyone who fosters or promotes separatism or vociferous tendencies is not our true friend. What I have said seems from a desire to see that the youth of our country prepares itself in a disciplined and determined manner for the responsibilities of tomorrow. A democratic country is sustained not by the greatness of a few but by the cooperative efforts of the many. The future of the country is in your hands, and as the older generations complete their task, the new ones come along to take their place. If they are well equipped as individuals and as citizens, the country's future will be bright indeed. At a time when you are at the threshold of a new period in your life, I would urge you to play your role with confidence and dignity. The reform of university education is important and urgent, but from the point of view of the present needs of the country, reform of school education is even more important and urgent. University education itself will remain unsatisfactory so long as there is no improvement in the schools. of the various stages of school education, the one which is in most urgent need of reform is that of secondary education. You will remember that the Secondary Education Commission has already surveyed this field, and you have appointed a committee to study its recommendations and select those which ought to be put into effect immediately. The committee has submitted its report, and it is for you to approve it with such modifications as you may consider necessary. Since the board is the highest educational body in the country and includes among its members representatives of both the central and state governments, I am confident that any recommendations you may make will be implemented without delay. In so far as it concerns the government of India, I can assure you that we will take steps for their implementation. Thank you. Letter from Messrs. Popular Electronics Limited, Bangalore, to the Mysore agencies, wholesale dealers in electronic goods, Mysore, dated 6th April 2008. Gentlemen, we are in receipt of your letter of the 25th March. We have great pleasure to inform you that we are having a clearance sale of our electronic goods, as it is necessary for us to dispose of some of our stocks as early as possible. We are sending here with a copy of our latest catalog, which we think you will like to have. Our catalog describes the different items fully. You will please note that each item has been given a separate index number in order to enable you to make selection. We are also sending through private transport a few samples of the different electronic goods that we can offer. In view of the fact that this is our last clearance sale, we are giving a special offer on this occasion. We hope you will take advantage of this special offer and favor us with your valuable order, which will receive our immediate action. We have also to inform you that during the next month, we propose to increase the prices of a number of items at present included in the catalog. The increases have become necessary in view of the higher costs that we have now to incur in the purchases locally of some of our raw materials which used to come from foreign countries. In spite of our best efforts, we could not get the local materials at a cheaper rate. In the circumstances, we have no alternative but to increase our prices. We assure you of the supply of good quality items in a very well packing by our expert packers, awaiting your early and favorable orders. Yours faithfully, Seema, Managing Director.